Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the Mixed Media Frenzy Hop for the month of January. And the theme this month is Cheers to the New Year. And it's also Baby Got Scraps because I am using scraps on my layout. Of course, I think mixed media, that's about all I use is the scraps. It don't take much on there. You're putting more into the mixed media. I'm going to scrap that picture, my daughter and her husband, and fair warning, there's going to be a lot of gold on this layout. I tried this first with clear gesso. Well, it never got to looking clear. Of course, I might have been in a hurry because it felt dry, but it hadn't been setting super long, so I just gave up and went with the black, no gesso. I'm going to take my Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine and spray it on the stencil here. And the stencil is Balzar. Beth Balzar, I think, it's one of her stencils, and it's a firework. And even though I put all that white copy paper around my stencil to keep from having any lines, I still had lines, but I'm going to try to cover them up. I said try. And I'm using my Craft and Gold. It's Gilded Stack is what it's called, but I've had it a long time. I don't know if you could still get it or not, but lately I have used it a couple of times. It's got some craft in there that has no gold, but I have a tendency to go towards the gold when I use it. And I'm cutting along the gold edge of this cream and gold paper, and I'm going to fussy cut all around it just to have something different behind my photo, different shape. And I liked how it turned out, and I am matting it with the little triangle gold paper so that I have the two layers and the darker one closer to the photo, since the photo is dark. Oh, and I told you that was my daughter and her husband. They're at a concert, and everybody's got their phones, well, the flashlight on their phones. And it was pretty dark, and all you could see was the specks, so I adjusted the brightness, and you can see all these hands in the air holding it now. So I like that a whole lot better. And I'm even going to use gold letters for my title. And it's Cheers to a Good Time, since the theme is Cheers to a New Year or something like that. I thought, well, I'm going to do Cheers to a Good Time because it looks like they've got their hands up in the air cheering or making a cheer, toast kind of cheer. But yeah, that's why I picked this photo. And look at me, I remembered to use gold thread. Oh, I'm so thrilled. I'm going to put some in that corner, then the one up there by the firework. And I'm going to have another little cluster later. And you won't see me put it on, but when I took the photos, I thought, oh, I didn't put any there. So I put a small amount over to the right-hand side of the photo where the next cluster is going to be. When I picked the black paper, I picked this one because it's American Crafts and it has embossed swirls and fleur-de-lis and, well, mostly swirls, I guess, on there. And I thought, well, if I do anything that makes them show up, all the better. And then I messed up there on my stencil. So I thought, well, I'm going to pull out my metallic rub-ons. And I've had them like 15 years and they're still really good. So I'm using just the gold and I'm going to rub it around the photo and several more places on the page so it looks like it's on purpose, and try to rub in where that Heidi Swap lines are up there around my fireworks. Yeah. You can't tell it really. I mean, if you're looking really hard and you know they're there, you can. But if you're just looking at the whole layout, I don't think that you can tell that those lines are there. There was one flower, and some leaves in the scraps in a little baggie. And I knew I was going to need another one. So, yeah, a little bit of fussy cutting while doing the layout. And I'm going to put a flower in the bottom left corner and one in the top right corner. And I think those flowers, the ones I cut out, look so pretty on a scrapbook page, but they don't have very many on that whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper. It's mostly stems and leaves and little things that I probably wouldn't want to fussy cut out. But I'm going to use every flower that I can get and probably fussy cut with it. Considering that so far that's all I've done with them was fussy cut them, that's what I figure I'll do with the rest. There was a little piece of gold ribbon in my drawer right next to me. I have moved it from one drawer to the other, picked it up out of the floor, you name it. And I thought if I go ahead and use it on a page, then it'll be gone. So yeah, I'm going to use that gold ribbon on my page, and I put it in two places and used it all. It is gone. It is on this layout. I think I'm going to remember pretty quickly in just a minute or two that I do have that punch sitting up there for tags and the reinforcer, because I planned on putting tags on here. And I planned on putting them at the top at first, but they're going to go on the right hand side because, as you can tell, I pretty much took care of the top. I don't have room for no tags up there. But punches and dies are some of my most favorite things to use scraps with. And tags is another, because you can make a tag without any punch at all. And fussy cutting, if there's anything on those pages to be fussy cut, that's another good thing you can do with them. And I have fussy cut, whole pages before, and they never even got the opportunity to be a scrap. But generally, if I look at the other side, or even that side, and think it's going to make a good frame, I will cut the inside out and use that part for fussy cutting, because the parts on the edges, a lot of times, you're just tucking them in anyway, and I figure I can use a nice frame every now and then too. I thought about using 3 tags, but once I put 2 on there, I decided I really didn't want a third one, so it'll take me a little while to decide what I want to put there, but I am going to decide it before the end of the layout. Well, it's really like at the end of the layout. But if y'all look down there below, you will see the links to everybody else that's doing the Mixed Media Frenzy Hop, and there's quite a few. And there is a group on Facebook, and the link for that will be down there also. And you can join and make your own layout with the theme that we're using this month. And if you do any mixed media at all, you can post it in there. We'd love to see it. And there's also the Baby Got Scraps, which is almost over. It's been on all month and almost over. We can all just tear into our 12 by 12 pages to our heart's content in just a few days. Normally, if I have a scrap that will work, rather than cut into 12 by 12, I'll use a scrap. But the sequins I'm using are for Stampin' Up, and I got them free with an order. And I think they were already discontinued when I got them, but I'd placed, well, I think it was $50 order one time. Oh, and it's probably been a couple of years ago. Well, I know longer than that probably, because I haven't worked in 2 years. So yeah, it's been a while. So I don't know what the name of them are, but they are Stampin' Up, and they look kind of like New Year's to me. So that's why I used them on this layout. So I finally decided on the heart, and one of the other scraps laying in there that I was kind of hoarding, because I loved this sheet. It's got arrows on it, gold arrows, and I thought, oh, I'll use these other papers and not use the arrow one. Well, when I decided to do the heart, I wanted the arrow, so yeah, I punched out the arrow, then I layered some gold behind it. But I did put some foam tape behind it and overlap the photo just a little bit. But isn't that gold rub-on stuff pretty? Well, all those colors there are pretty, depending on what you're using them on. And the gold shows up so good on the black. And there's that ribbon that's been begging to get used for a good while now. And notice embossing part on the black and how it shows up so much better with that gold on there. Yeah, I'm almost out of that paper. I had 24 sheets at one time, or 25, maybe it's 25. And I think I got maybe 2 or 3 left. But yeah, there's my uh, fireworks and the other custom. Maybe I showed that same one twice. I don't know how I do that. I might hit duplicate or something. I know it's on here somewhere. But if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. If you liked the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.